How you doing? My name is Vito Sammartano. I'm from store 39 King Cullen, and I was a victim of the Storm Sandy. As you can see here, this is where the tree actually hit the side of the house, and it damaged the roof, it damaged the underlay of the roof. You can see the tree was over here by the street, and from there the tree came over this way, cross side of my home. All the electrical service on the house had to be changed because of when the tree hit the wires brought all of the electrical power lines down to the floor, pulled my electric service right off the house.
Hi, my name is Mel Gaviria. I work for Stop and Shop 546, proud member of Local 342. And what happened to me was the water level came up to close around this area. Everything that I had in this area got destroyed. Everything in here, everything that was in these drawers was floating around. Everything that I had storage into this cabinet, took inside this boiler room. The water level came up to this side up to here. The landlord obviously replaced the boiler room. This carpet still hasn't been replaced yet, so this carpet is still wet. It hasn't been cleaned. And the smell in here is kind of bad. This was like a little storage room.
When you see this on TV, it's nothing compared to the magnitude that you see it in person and living through it. I lived through this. This ripped my heart out. And not only my heart, my community's heart, my wife's heart.
Hi, my name is Elsa Griswald. I live at 89 Cedar Grove Avenue in Staten Island, Newport Beach. That night we went to my daughter's house because we thought it was going to get a little rough, but not as rough as it was when I went there 3 days after the disaster. My daughter went there. They could barely get in the place. It's got a red sticker. It's condemned. We're not allowed in it. And it took everything out. It took refrigerators, stoves, couches. There's nothing left. There's just studs left. And I don't know what we're gonna do. I just hope things get better, but it doesn't look like it. Everything's taken so long.
I'm Sarmistha Adhikari, and I work in Stop and Shop 547. And on Sandy, our home got flooded, and this is our bedroom, and this is our bathroom. We lost everything, and that night we lost our 2 cars also, and it is so hard to go to work every day now, and we didn't have power for 15 days, no hot heating, no hot water, this is so difficult time for us. Now we are trying to fix our house, but it is difficult. It is difficult. And we don't have relatives here. And we have a cat and a dog, and we couldn't move anywhere. Everybody needs help in here, everybody.
I'm Gloria Rodriguez. I live in Coney Island. I have a bad experience about the storm. I left the house on Monday. When I came back Tuesday morning, about 7 o'clock, everything was destroyed. The water went up to almost 3.5 feet. My furniture was gone. My kitchen appliances, everything was gone. No light, no heat, no gas. Everything was shut off. So it was a big mess. When I see everything, forget it. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. So I have a couple of neighbors that came to the house and helped us a lot with the cleaning. But I lost everything that I have in my house. Yeah, my husband stayed home, and I called him about 10, 11 o'clock, and I spoke to him, and he was telling me that the water was coming inside the house already. But then after that, after 1 or 12 o'clock at night, I lost contact with him. We didn't have nothing else, no way to talk to him. So I decided to come in the morning, and I asked the cab, he let me in the block. And he said, no, you can't go in the block. I said, so I had to go because I had to find out what's going on with my husband. He stayed home by himself. So, he let us go inside the house. And he was there. They found him. He was there already. But things got me fine. I lost everything, but we are alive. That's the main thing.
My name is Stacy Franzreb. I've been a member of Local 342 for 23 years. I work at the Wallbaums, 849 in Rosebank, Staten Island. And this is the story of what happened to my family through the flood. We live in South Beach in Staten Island. This is our front door that the water came through and broke the deadbolt on. And it came rushing in. Luckily, I wasn't here. My daughter escaped. My husband got stuck here overnight. He ended up escaping to upstairs, which thankfully the water didn't get to our second floor apartment. The water was about 6 feet 5 high. This used to be our living room. This is my daughter's room, what's left of it. Slowly but surely, we're making repairs. We finally have heat. Hope it has some low walls up by the end of the week. But the water came almost to the ceiling. We lost everything. This was the master bedroom, you could call it. Just, you don't even imagine anything could ever like this happen.
My name is Alexandra Switzer. I'm a 342 member for nearly 40 years. And I'm going to describe to you the night of Hurricane Sandy hit Coney Island. I was in my house. It was about 6:30. My daughter called and asked me, do I see any water in the street? I said, no, I don't think so, but I'll look. I opened my door and the water was already 4 feet up the hill. So I panicked, and I said, that's it, we gotta go. I called my younger daughter and we left. We ran to the building here. And we ran to a neighbor's house on the first floor, and that's where we wrote it out. I lost everything on the first floor. I lost my whole living room set. I lost my dining room set. I lost my anything that the water hit, they won't even allow you to bring it here because then you contaminate here. So I lost a lot. Plus my car. I think I was traumatized. I was like, my daughter kept saying, I was just like staring. Like it was shocking that something like this happened, And that's it. That's the story. Really frightening, life-changing, without a doubt. And sad, because Although you see a lot of people coming together, helping one another, you know, so many people lost everything, you know. I'm complaining about what I lost, but that's nothing compared to what some people lost. They lost everything.
My name is Anna Leandro. This is my house in Union Beach, New Jersey. And on November 29th, a storm hit. I left work early so I would get home. And my son told me that he was going to his friend's house and I was going to my daughter's. Packed my stuff and I left. And apparently he didn't. I thought he was leaving. And the storm came in and we found out that he was here, but I couldn't get him home. We couldn't get to him. I was in Red Bank, he was in Union Beach, and I couldn't get here. The next day when the storm stopped, he was telling us, we came down the street and we couldn't get to him. We just kept trying. There was floods all over the place. And my daughter and I just ran down the street and we came in the house and we were screaming for him. And he was upstairs in a corner. And he said, I'm okay. He said the storm was bad. There were waves 12 feet high in the street. And the water came in 8 feet and then into the house. And it was 8 feet in the basement. And it was then came in like almost 3 feet in the house itself. We lost all our furniture, everything downstairs. Didn't go upstairs on the second floor, but the whole first floor was gone. We're not allowed in, so we still have our walls up, and everything is still, the mold and mildew is still growing in there, and we can't get in. The township flagged us, and they put a red flag up that we're not allowed in here until the engineer comes. I went back to work. It took like 2.5 to 3 weeks to get back into work, and I'm still really not right when I'm working. People see it and they could see it in my face and they could hear it in my voice. And sometimes I just have to walk away from everything.
Hi, I'm Patricia Keehner. I live at 13 West 10th Road in Broad Channel. I've been here all my life. I was very happy here, and now we got hit with Sandy and my whole house is destroyed. This was my bedroom. This is my kitchen, but we didn't rip it out yet. This has to go. All this has to go. All my cabinets are ruined. They all have to go. The floor has to come up. Parquet floor. All has to come up. This room has to be gutted, which is going to happen this weekend. Right now we're sleeping in here because I feel the walls are closed and it's a little safer for us to sleep with the walls being closed and not open with the insulation. Another bedroom. Also, this is my living room, and we're trying to do some work in here too, as you can see. The trains are still not running, all the tracks are demolished over there. There's boats on the train tracks. All the dirt underneath the train tracks got washed away. They said don't save anything from the water, so we threw everything out.
Hello again, it's Bobby Young, and here you are in my storm-ravaged, after Superstorm Sandy mess. As you can see, we've had to rip out all the insulation, all of the sheetrock in every room of the house. This was 2 feet of water throughout the entire house. As you can see, the floors are a mess. The bathroom is here. This was also hit with 2 feet of water. This all has to be ripped out. Here's my bedroom, which was my bedroom. As you can see, the closet's gone. You can see right through into the other bedroom. This was a wood floor, this was carpeted, but this is a wood floor that buckled. So this all has to be ripped out throughout the entire house and replaced. But what's most interesting is what I seen coming through the back here. Now, out here is both my decks, which are pitched up. My pool is gone. I had a beautiful pool here that's gone. All of my fencing is crushed and gone. There's a boat right here. This boat was tied to that crane right there, if you can see that crane, okay? And it came from that back fishing station over there, and somehow, how it didn't even come into my property, it came onto my neighbor's property, but it just took out everything in its path. This oil tank was wedged between the chimney and my neighbor's fence 4 feet off the ground, which had to be reinstalled. All the oil came out of it, and could not even begin to tell you the wall of water that came this way. I mean, they said there was an 8 to 10 foot surge. It looked worse than that. Nothing was left but just what the bay brought in. It was a sight that I hope I never ever see again. This was my home. I stayed through the windstorm in 2010. I stayed through Irene, and I didn't think Sandy was going to be as bad, or if anything is equal to Irene, but she was 10 times worse, and it's just devastation everywhere you look. And like I said, this is probably the tip of the iceberg. Maybe it's not. To me, it's everything. This is everything I've worked for. It's all that I have, and I really hope that that we can get this back together, rebuild, and that's just about all I can tell you right now. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Melfi. I'm a member of Local 342 for 26 years. I work for Wall Bombs, and we're standing in what's left of my home here in Port Monmouth, New Jersey. On October 29th, in a space of 4 hours, everything, a lifetime of work was destroyed. My home is all on one floor, so we basically lost everything. I have insurance to build a home, but I have nothing on the contents. I stayed with the house that night, and I sent my wife and children away to safety. By 8:30, the water came up 2 feet in my house, and I lost one of my cars, which I parked across the street, which I thought was at higher ground. And it's going to be a long road, because it's probably take about 6 to 8 months to rebuild my home. A lot of people that have left the area did 30, 40 miles down south, and my daughter has to go to school here. You know, I lost one car, so I can't get her back and forth. I'm using that car to just get to work. My wife says nobody cares, but you know, we're forgotten about it. We have to move on by ourselves. But you know, there's a lot of gracious people out there that are trying to help, and that's what makes us want to go forward. I never expected this, never. And they have a lot of centers set up and stuff. You know, I'm too proud to ask for help. And when I go there, I feel like I actually feel like I'm low if I'm taking stuff. And it's a hard feeling to dismiss when all your life you're able to, provide for yourself. And it's just tough. I mean, mentally, physically. I really haven't slept well since the storm. Heading back to work was good too. It helps take your mind off it, but when you go to punch out, you know you're not going home. I was telling my wife, if there was heat in here, I would come and sleep here on an air mattress, just to let myself know that I'm home, The thing is, I've lost a lot of time at work, and I'm too proud to ask for money, I really am, But it put me behind my mortgage, my daughter's being locked out of classes at college, and I don't know how to recoup that. The kids seem like they're doing a little bit better, but I know deep down, when I talk to my wife about the kids there, it's affecting everybody's on edge. Little by little, hopefully things will get better.
Thank God I got the help from Local 342 guys like Edwin Orellina, Douglas Cabrales, two of my very close friends. They helped me out a lot. Thank you guys. I couldn't have done this without you.
And I just pray that we can just get this all back together and get this community back together the way it used to be.
The main thing, like I keep saying, we all right. I have a place to stay. I got my family, friends. That's it.
Well, we're one of the luckier ones that can rebuild our house. So.
I don't know what we're going to do, but I would like to thank all your prayers and all your thoughts and everything.
I also that night, I experienced the worst feeling in the world when my home was taken from me in a matter of hours, but the best feeling I had is when I was finally reunited with my family, because they came and they evacuated me with the army truck. And hugging them again was the best feeling that night.
I have a lot of nice people in that store that care, and they care a lot. I work in ShopRite, and they care a lot about me. So they just understand, and they just, smile a little bit and say, you'll be okay. And that's enough. That's enough to hear from people. No questions asked, just to say, you'll be okay. And I know we will be eventually, but the aftermath is worse than the storm itself. Because now everyone else here is trying to rebuild, and that's the longest part.